There is one huge mistake that a lot of Bitcoin holders and potentially you have to be aware of to not making here after Bitcoin had a massive correction as we have seen yesterday. And I want to show you what that exactly is and how to position yourselves to not make this huge mistake. And of course, we're going to talk about the outlook for Bitcoin, where we are heading, which levels we need to look at, and also what my potential next trade is on Bitcoin. And if you think that's interesting, then stick around here. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, you like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates. Now let me directly get into today's charts here. So I want to start off with the weekly chart. And what I want to show you here is, again, the importance of the price level of $35,970, because that is now the level that the Bitcoin price has reclaimed as of now. We're trading at $36,200 right now. I was expecting, remember, if you go back to some other videos where I was talking about this chart, I told you there is a potential of a rejection from here, that red area, as resistance. And if we get rejected, I would expect something like this to be happening. And that is exactly what we are seeing here playing out right now. So I'm not really concerned when we're looking at the weekly chart, because either this week's candle will close as it is, or it will actually try to break here our red area that tops out at almost $38,000. And if we don't do it this week, then next week, most likely we're going to break here through that level to the upside in direction of $40,000, $42,000. When we are going then here to this 4-hourly chart, then I want to talk about quick the drop that we saw yesterday, and then I show you what the mistake is that a lot of people were making during this drop. First of all, we saw here a massive cascade to the downside, all the way down to $34,560. That was where we got stopped. And why did we get stopped there? Because if you remember, I told you that there is underlying support here. So we went a little bit lower than expected, but we're talking about $100. You know, so $100 is not the end of the world. So you see here, here's a clear support zone, because we have price action, prior price action tapping into this, and struggled to break above that level for quite a while until we did. And now we basically got a retest of that level successfully and pushing back to the upside. And now we have the same level, or a similar area as resistance above us, and that is here now. So here, this is our area of resistance. You can here see we have retested this. This got rejected here slightly, but I believe at through the day today, we're actually going back into that level and potentially reclaim $37,000. RSI is neutral. We basically turned neutral after we got the rejection from that area here. But the stochastic RSI is still pointing to the upside, so the momentum overall is still pointing to the upside here. Now let's talk about the mistake that a lot of people were making yesterday, and potentially even you. And I wanted to show you this for the next time that something like this is happening, because you have to understand, in a bull market or in an uptrending market, it does not matter how you're gonna call it. You always have corrections along the way. You cannot avoid to get corrections. It's actually healthy for the price if we get corrections along the way, because first of all, it gives you the opportunity to buy at lower levels again. Everything that goes up has to come down at some point. So, and if we get a briefer to reset and to continue the uptrend, the better it is for us, you know, because we make more money that way. And what we saw here happening yesterday was basically an acceleration of here this rounding shape curve to the downside. But every time when we get a rounding curve like this, not every time, let me put it this way, recently, since we are in an uptrend, I want to maximize the chart that you actually see that. You see here the similarity from October when we got something like this. Also here we had like the top for this year, and then we started trending down. And once we broke the curve to the upside, we started rallying again, but only after we took out that high here. And we rallied initially close into that resistance area, which was actually more than a 4% move here. So that was almost a 5% move after we broke this downward sloping curve. And after we broke the resistance with the prior high that we had here, we moved another 21.87%, 24.83%. So I have to adjust this also then here, just to get you an idea where price can take us here. So this is more or less what's happening, is that we are breaking this downward sloping curve again. And if you see price, that is actually on a 4-hourly chart, if you see price creating a green candle continuing here to the upside, then you know, okay, the move is happening. That is a continuation, the same that we have seen down here. So you should be definitely in the market. You should be in Bitcoin. You should not be sidelined and having sold yesterday in that move, because a lot of people got scared yesterday and they sold. They're out, and you don't want to be that person. Yesterday, over 105,000 traders got liquidated. They're out. I'm not saying their account is blown, but on their trade, they got liquidated. So they are not in a position as far as, so I cannot say they are not again in a position, but they got liquidated yesterday. And normally when you get liquidated, you are really cautious to enter a new position. You are not like a degenerate gambler and jump directly back into the market. Something like this is happening to you, because normally only people that are not professional traders, they get liquidated. A professional trader doesn't get liquidated, he gets stopped out. Because of this, people get scared not entering back into the market. But you should, especially if you see here a downward sloping curve being broken back to the upside. So because you know already the next move will be to the prior high here of $38,000 is 6 point, okay, now I have to, here with the breakout. Yeah, also roughly a 5% move to that specific target here. So what I would do now, if I wanted to trade Bitcoin, I would wait for a green candle on the 4-hourly close here. Once you get the 4-hourly close and it is close or above here, $36,600, $500 approximately, I would enter a position and I would take initial profits at $38,000 here at that high. If you take profits here, and if we get there, then I would set my stop loss to my entry level. So you took profits, your stop loss is now break even, so you cannot lose anymore. And then I would let it ride to potentially $37,500 if we repeat the same percentage move that we have down here. So that is not a guarantee, but I can almost with certainty say that if we break 38, we will go to at least 32. So, and that is almost, so half of the move. So that's roughly 10-12% that you can make for sure. So that is definitely, that would be one of my targets here. 42 there. That would be my second take profit point, and then all the way up here, 48, 37.5, that would be my third one. So that's how I would be trading this in this scenario. Also here on the 12-hourly, on the daily chart, you see here exactly what I was predicting, guys. I had told you this is going to happen, that we will get a retest of the EMA ribbon. Go back to the video 2 days ago where I was mentioning that we will get a retest of the EMA ribbon and most likely get a bounce from there, and then we start breaking all these resistance levels here to the upside. Also, the stochastic RSI has fully reset, is now at the bottom, about to turn around. He give a buy signal. The RSI is already pointing to the upside. Bearish price action is pretty flat on the MACD, which is also signaling to me that the bears are not in control. They, that is just a fake out, and that we will continue to go here to the upside. Also, when we are looking at liquidations, the next the next levels of liquidations, the closest one to the price action, are to the upside. When you look at it, so we are now pretty far away from price action to the downside. We are closer to price action to the upside, which makes it again also more likely that here all these short positions up here will be taken out with a short squeeze. We have a lot of over leveraged shorts over here that will get liquidated at these levels from 37 to 37,700 approximately. All these are high over leveraged ones, and then we have some moderate to low leverage shorts all the way up here that will be taken out. Again, one more reason to get long here from $36,600, $500 approximately. Target all these liquidation levels to the upside with a long position. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade with me together, do this on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 absolutely for free and deposit bonuses if you use my specific link here. And on BitGet, $30,000 with 20% on your initial deposit, but the 20% are only for trading. You can withdraw the profits, but not the 20% that you get on top. Only with that link. And like I said yesterday, I'm working on a new deal with Phemex right now. Also there you will get a bonus if you use here my specific link. The deal should be happening today or tomorrow. I got word today that they're working on it, so it should be happening either by the end of the day or tomorrow at some point. Then let's talk about funding rates for the general market, also altcoins. So I like what I'm seeing here. I see a lot of neutral funding rates here. That is a nice reset in funding rates. That also confirms that the drop is most likely completely over, because we got the reset. You know, just yesterday we were still highly negative, positive on funding rates, which were favoring short positions. Long positions. That's what I wanted to say. So long positions. So now you can see here on these white colored funding rates, we have mostly here resetted, and that's what we want to see here for gaining room to the upside, that price action can actually unfold without being highly over leveraged in the market. Then on the USD dominance, also got exactly rejected here from that 6.52 level. As I told you guys yesterday, I was expecting a retest of it. We got rejected. So and that means because we got rejected from that level here from basically 6.5%, that now money is flowing from USDT into the general market, Bitcoin, altcoins, in all these coins. Is money flowing right now. So, and the lower the dominance goes, basically the higher the total market cap in crypto will actually grow. Then the Bitcoin dominance is also dropping. That's why a lot of altcoins are up right now. And that is the picture perfect situation that we want to see. We want to see Bitcoin rallying to the upside while the dominance is going down. So because that means people are not taking money out of Bitcoin to put it into altcoins. That means there is fresh money flowing into altcoins from people that had stablecoins on the sideline, and at the same time people going into Bitcoin and driving the price up. So and that's so of course there are some people taking money out of Bitcoin too, but when you see something like this, you know, okay, that is the perfect situation that you want to see. There's fresh money coming into Bitcoin, at the same time money going out of Bitcoin into altcoins, and also fresh money that was sidelined going into altcoins. And that's why the dominance is losing market share and going to the downside. We see this also in the total market cap. So we see a nice bounce out of our support area. Here also, like the Bitcoin weekly chart, I expected the same thing. Either we turn this into a green candle this week, or next week's candle will continue to push here into the $1.6 trillion area. And once we're breaking that, then we are in a full-fledged altcoin season once that is happening. I don't expect this to be broken, let's say this month. It would be, in my opinion, surprising if it would be happening this month. But next month, in January, that kind of time around, I can imagine that we're gonna break above that level and see a full-fledged altcoin season. Then I want also to address really quick Ethereum. Here on the 4-hourly chart, we can see here that we have an upward sloping trend line here. That trend line held yesterday. So that is a trend line coming from October, mid-October. So this trend line is a month old now. Since it is holding as support, we can see here 4 or 5 retests of that line, and it's holding. So this is a strong upward sloping support line, and we see that we are moving here back to the upside within this downward sloping channel that we have here. At some point this channel will break to the upside, and once we're breaking $2,140, we will see a really quick acceleration to the upside to around $2,600 on the Ethereum chart. So if I wanted to look for an Ethereum position right now, so I actually called it down here for an Ethereum position. But if you are sidelined, wait for a break of $2,030 to enter. And then you can either trade it to 2,085 or all the way up here to $2,140 approximately. And there I would wait and see what's actually happening. Do we break through that next time? Do we get another rejection and bounce here to the upside and then break it? So you definitely want to make sure that you're safe when we're getting up here, because that is a really, really crucial resistance area that Ethereum needs to break. When I go a little bit more into the past, if I can, if it shows. So you see here 2,140, that is the last longest bar on the VPVR. Once that is broken, there's nothing until $2,600. That's why we have to be so careful with the $2,140 level. Yeah, something else that I want to mention quick, guys. If you don't know how to properly trade yet and you want to learn from somebody like me to do it correctly, then go to my website amcrypto.us and take part in my educational program. It's one of the world's best programs out there. It takes you a couple of months to complete it, so it's really, really thorough. That program, I spent also months on compiling it, and I can tell you, you definitely want to know how to properly trade in these markets for the upcoming bull run, because there's so much money to be made. You can literally take right now $5,000, and if you know how to trade and to position yourselves correctly, you can turn this into $1 million. And I'm not joking, guys. I'm not joking. I have done it in the past. You can take $5,000 and it will take you 2 years in this, from today onwards, 2 years, in the worst case, 2 years to make $1 million out of it, but only if you know how to properly trade. And that's why I'm telling you, go to amcrypto.us to learn how to properly trade. Guys, that's it for today's video. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.